Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Grade 8. This is week 2 and the subject is science. In today's lesson, we will start unit number 4, that is the chemistry part, and the name of the unit number 4 is pollutants and their effects on the environment. In this chapter, we will study about pollution, pollutants, sources and effects of pollutants on the human organ system, effects of human activities on the environment, and protection of earth from the pollution. These all things will be studied in this chapter, but today we will talk about pollution and pollutants. Let's move towards today's lesson. Today's topic is pollution. What is pollution? Any unwanted change, any undesirable change, or any harmful change. Any unwanted, undesirable, or the harmful change in the environment is known as pollution. Here in this picture you can see that the earth and the different objects that are causing pollution on the earth. The second point is the types of pollution. How can we divide the pollution into how many types we can define the pollution? Pollution is divided into the 4 types: air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, and noise pollution. Any unwanted or harmful change in the environment is called pollution. Any unwanted change that is harmful to the living things, to the environment, it is known as pollution, and it is divided into the 4 types: air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, and noise pollution. What is air pollution? Air pollution is the presence of the harmful substances in the atmosphere. We can say that the harmful substances are all those contaminations that are present in the atmosphere are causing the air pollution, or the presence of harmful substances, harmful changes in the atmosphere is known as air pollution. In the picture you can see gases and particles in the air that are unhealthy for humans, plants, and animals. Gases are particles in the air. Where? In the air. When the unwanted, undesirable changes appear in the air, this is known as air pollution. Next one is water pollution. All the contaminations, all the harmful substances, when dissolve in the water, they cause water pollution. Water pollution is addition of substances that have negative effect on the water. Negative effect on the water and on the living things too. This is very dangerous for the human beings and also for all the living things that live in the water, for the aquatic life as well. Third one is the land pollution. Land pollution is the presence of harmful substances, harmful contaminations on the land, on the soil. Land pollution is another main type of pollution to the environment, and land pollution is mainly about the contamination and degradation of earth's land surfaces. The soil, we can say the soil, the contaminations on the soil is known as land pollution. Here you can see the land pollution, various harmful objects present on the land, on the soil, they are causing the land pollution. The fourth one is noise pollution. What is noise pollution? All the harmful are the unwanted voices that we don't want to hear, that have unpleasant effect on us, or that cause discomfort on the ears, are known as noise pollution. Unwanted sounds are the sounds that have unpleasant effect on the ears, are known as noise pollution. Here you can see different objects that cause the noise pollution. Now we are moving towards the third topic, that is pollutants. Now we will discuss what is the main cause of pollution, how it is caused. What are the pollutants? Pollutants are the anything that pollutes the environment or that cause the pollution. All those substances that cause pollution are known as pollutants. All those substances that cause pollution, all the things, all the objects, all the things that are cause of the pollution, that are responsible for pollution, are known as pollutants. Pollutants are divided into the 2 types: primary pollutants and the secondary pollutants. As the name shows, primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. Now we will discuss what are primary pollutants and why are they called primary pollutants. Primary pollutants are all those pollutants, all those harmful substances that are coming or that are emitted from the sources. All those substances that are emitted from the sources are known as primary pollutants. In the picture you can see that Polluting compounds that come directly out of the smokestack, exhaust pipe are natural emission sources. These are all the different sources of the pollutants, and the pollutants that come out from the sources into the environment are known as primary pollutants. The examples are carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and night oxides of nitrogen. CO stands for carbon monoxide, CO2 stands for carbon dioxide, SO2 for sulfur dioxide, and NOx for oxides of nitrogen. Secondary pollutants are those pollutants that are produced by the primary pollutants. The primary pollutants that come out from the sources, they react with other substances present in the atmosphere and they result in the formation of secondary pollutants. So, primary pollutants are the basic pollutants and secondary pollutants are the pollutants that are formed by the reaction of primary pollutants. Here in this picture you can see primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. In the first cloud you can see the chemical formulas of the primary pollutants, and the arrows shows that all of these pollutants are coming out, or these are all emitted out of the sources from volcanoes, from vehicles, and from the factories. And the primary pollutants are sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, oxides of nitrogen, and the secondary pollutants are shown in the second cloud, in which you can see these are all the compounds that are formed by the chemical reaction of primary pollutants with the substances present in the atmosphere. The second examples of secondary pollutants are nitric acid HNO3, sulfur trioxide SO3, sulfuric acid H2SO4, hydrogen peroxide H2O2, and ozone O3. These are the examples of secondary pollutants. I am defining once again, primary pollutants are those pollutants that are emitted from the sources. Examples are carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and oxides of nitrogen. Secondary pollutants are those pollutants that are formed by the reaction of primary pollutants with the substances present in the atmosphere. Examples of secondary pollutants are nitric acid, sulfuric acid, sulfur trioxide, and ozone. Here you can see the primary pollutants and the secondary pollutants along with the different types of pollutants. You can see the different sources of pollutants as well. Here are the different sources of pollutants: stationary sources and mobile sources. In this picture you can see the stationary sources and mobile sources as well. Mobile source is the cars. Car is the mobile source of pollutants. Why? Because it is movable. Mobile means movable. And factories, volcanoes are the stationary source of pollutants, as they are fixed to their place and they cannot move from one place to another place. Once again, in the picture you can see the different examples of primary pollutants and the secondary pollutants. Clear? Your written task is you have to write the answers of these questions on your sheets. Question number 1 is define pollution and name different types of pollution. You have to write the definition of pollution and then you will write the names of the 4 types of pollution. Question number 2 is what are pollutants? In this question you will define the pollutants. Then in the second part is define types of pollutants with example. What are the types of pollutants? Primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. You will define primary pollutants and secondary pollutants and then you will write the examples of both of them. The question will be attempted as first you will write the definition of pollutants, then the heading of types of pollutants, then you will define primary pollutants and you will write the examples of primary pollutants. After that you will define secondary pollutants and you will write the examples of secondary pollutants. Clear? This is the written task for you. All the best for your written task and thank you for watching this video.